Hello. How are we all doing? Yep,
Hello.
we're finally back. You know, a little later than
Yes.
scheduled. 6 weeks later than last time. And we've got a new juror. True, do you want to tell everybody about yourself?
Hey, I'm True. I stream most nights on Twitch. Come down and see me. We do politics, so don't be thin-skinned. And don't be mean if you enter the chat. We want to hear exactly what you think, but you can say that without insulting anybody.
Spot on, 100%.
Nice.
So for people who are coming in who might not have seen this before, and hopefully you have, and also to give True the heads up because it's the first time he's done this, people send me their songs with the hope that they'll be played on my radio show, Helen's Mixtape. I can't play them all, so we set this up as a premise to open the emails, see what's in there, listen, and give an opinion. It's based on an old BBC show from my childhood called JukeBox Jury, and that's what it is. So, shall we open the emails? Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun. It helps if I screen share that. Here we go. Inbox. It's been a little while, so let's see what we have. And straight away, there's one there, a forward. I'll read this email out because what I sometimes make the mistake of doing is playing the song and then reading the email that comes with it. So let's read the email first. Hello again. Hope you're well, and I wish you a great year. Sending you my new single, Desire. Hope you like it and play it on your radio station. Watch me perform it live in Tel Aviv, blah, blah. Best regards, Segi Schmal. So, shall we listen to this?
Absolutely. Let's do this.
Yes.
Thing.
Flying down the road in the fastest car. I'm not running, I am not looking for the fire. Looking for the dose of adrenaline. I can lose my mind when I'm drowning in desire. Burning inside when I look into your eyes. Baby, please, all I need is fire. Your fire. Burning inside when I hold you in my arms. Can't you see, you are my desire. Not to lose control. All I want you have and I need it all. My fire. Burning inside when I look into your eyes. Baby, please, all I need is fire. Your fire. Burning inside when I hold you in my arms. Can't you see?
Okay.
Hmm.
Who wants to go first with an opinion?
I will go first, but since Turam is new here.
Go for
We'll
it,
get it.
Jeeves.
So for me, I love this track. I
My
would,
cat. Sorry to interrupt, but my cat has an opinion on this as well, just in case you hadn't noticed in the
yeah,
back.
I just heard that. I
I'm
just
gonna
heard
turn
that. Hi,
up my thing.
Cuddles.
Go on, Jeeves.
Um, I really love this. I can totally tell that he has programmed everything. Um, I would love to see this actually like play like a studio version of this and like do really nice with the drums and some of the guitars and can be played lively and stuff like that. But I really love it because the structure's there. I think it would be a huge radio hit for sure if he did it the way I'm thinking of. I think he might have, if he did program some of these things, it sounded very robotic a little bit. But I think if he had a proper programmer and stuff like that, maybe he could have got it a little more liver, or get like real musicians to play them and stuff. Like drums were a little bit, I think, choppy. It could have been flowed pretty like with the velocity and like give more of a human vibe to it. And same with the guitar, it just been looped or whatever. But I think if you had a chance, to even get like drummers and certain people and redo this song, I think it would be great live, like with real
Well,
musicians and stuff just been programming.
just before True gives his opinion, I was actually given in the email a YouTube link to him playing it live, and maybe that's what we should have listened to.
Yes.
I played the studio version.
Yeah.
No, you should
I
play the
mean, it's good
studio
for a
version.
demo. It's good
That's the
for a
one everybody's
demo.
going to hear, the
Well,
studio
that's what I
version.
would have thought because it can sound totally different translated live, and
Yeah.
that's why I played the studio version. Because
Yeah.
obviously,
But
it's gonna be the studio version that someone's going to play on the radio. But I'm
yeah.
sorry, you go on.
No, no worry. It was great. It had all the structures from, chorus, the pre-chorus, the chorus, and then it had the bridge. I was like, whoa, because some of the things we listened to previously before didn't have that structure. Like that was the breakdown was there, but the breakdown was too long. It wasn't like proper like a bridge or whatever. So, like a structure of a song. This actually had everything in it. I think it could be a hit, like a radio hit to me personally. If it was done, I mean, if he intended to do it this way, that's fine. But I think lively is much more better. Getting musicians and doing it. I think it would have brought up more of that dynamic and energy. So that's my opinion. So
True.
yeah, great job, guys.
Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. Well, I liked it. Here's a problem. I have a problem with it. It was repetitive. It started out strong, and everything he said was on point about like the tone and tinniness of but I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's several things that's going into my assessment of this. Are these aren't professional people. These are people trying to get in, right? So everyone has a different sort of learning curve to what's popular. So we all, as listeners to music, from the time we were in the womb to like just now, we it's easier for us since we're so uh just baptized by music and we know what sounds good even as we don't know how to get there, right? It's like we know what a good book is even as we may not know how to write it. I can't do what he did, but it went on too long, and I was like, all right, the churns aren't churny enough. You're beginning to music is repetitive, but you want to be repetitive enough to catch people's attention and get them into the beat. You don't want to be so repetitive that it becomes Chinese water torture. So I think the like you said, the chorus, the pre-chorus, all that was good. And then places where I thought he should have expanded or dropped or did something different was the same. All your choruses are supposed to progress. So your first one is slightly different from the second time you hear the song, which is totally different from the third time you hear it in the song. And between the second and third time, there's a chorus or a bridge or a right? There's something. It seemed like he gave us a chorus, a verse, a chorus, a verse, a chorus, a verse, a break, then a chorus and a verse and a chorus, right? It seemed like one of those Dagwood sandwiches, but just a lot of, it's just big to be big, right? It's not diverse. It's like ham and cheese and ham and cheese and ham and cheese, like 4 feet high. But after the first bite, you're like, oh, I love ham and cheese. But then you're like, there's nothing else in here. I liked it. It started off great, right? But it's kind of like at the beginning of the week, you're like, "Ooh, what we having? Pot roast? Ooh, I love pot roast." By the end of the week, you're like, "Are we still having pot roast?" That's what happened. Like I feel like, "Ooh, this is good. This is going someplace." And then I'm still satisfied with it, but I feel like, "Oh, he was like this close. I wish I could have done that. He was this close." So I think, give him another year and a half, figure out that little problem, and he'll be Skrilla in the club, right? I liked it, but again, I just have small problems with it, even as I'm envious of his talent. And like you said, I would love to see it played live. But yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Am I for it or against it? What did that sound like?
Well,
I liked it.
you've still got time to think. What I wanted to very quickly check is just how long it apparently was only 3 minutes 40. I was just checking the file. It felt longer than 3 minutes
Yeah.
40.
See? Yeah.
So you've actually covered quite a lot of what I was already going to say. It was catchy.
hmm
It was just a little bit too long. I would have, having listened to it, I would have said I'd probably cut about a minute off. And actually, that's too much. But maybe 30 seconds needs to be slightly shorter. It is too much of the same thing, but I enjoyed it. The little tune, the do 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 do, that was
But
catchy.
can it be shorter?
Well, only not if it's 3 minutes 40.
No,
I mean,
no,
you know,
no.
Yeah.
you could
No,
take. Well,
right?
3 minutes is your average pop
He
song.
has to make it more
You could
interesting to
you
keep
could
your
take 30
attention.
seconds
He
off that.
can't make
So
it shorter.
Yeah, 3 minutes is what the radios
3
usually.
minutes is an
usually-
average pop song. You can take 30 seconds off it.
Yeah.
A 2-minute banger in the clubs. Before you get out to this is my jam. Before you get out there, the song is over.
Mhm.
No, your average radio pop song is 3 minutes long.
Right.
That's the formula for radio, is 3 minutes long.
Right.
It's 3:40. You could take 30 seconds off that, and it would still
Right.
be fine. It would be considered a radio edit, right?
Right.
So, and most songs are radio edited. If you buy an album and a track's 5 or 6 minutes long on the album, but you listen to
They
it on the
cut it
radio,
down.
it's only 3.5 minutes long because they've done a radio edit, right? You don't get to hear the album track on the radio. So
Right.
that's standard fare, is to cut it.
Yeah.
cut
I
it
Would
down.
Die for You by Prince is like 9 minutes long. Right. I got you.
Most songs have a radio edit if they're played on the radio.
Right.
Not on my show, obviously, because I play the full 9 minutes. But I'm an oddity in that regard. I'm not like a normal
Right.
DJ.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm not sure where Sergey's from, but it sounds like broken English. So but I liked his vocals. He's a good vocalist. There was a note that he hit there. It was absolutely bang on. There was nothing. Sometimes when we get submissions from people, the music's great and the vocals are a bit dodge. And I think to myself, stick to playing the music and bring a singer in. Didn't feel that with Sergey's track. He's a good singer, and that everything in that regard was fine. It was catchy. It was a little bit repetitive, which made it feel like it was just a little bit too long. I looked at that file expecting it to be 4.5 or 5 minutes long. I'm surprised it was only 3:40. It felt longer.
Right.
So, Sergey, if you see this, maybe just, I don't know, add something else in, or cut 30 seconds off, or I don't know. That's my only
Yeah.
advice.
He could
It
benefit
felt
from
a
a
little bit samey. It felt a little bit samey,
Yeah, a lot of his music and stuff was just looped and stuff, like repetitive and looped.
which is why
So
it would be
I thought
interesting to see the live version, and I don't know
live
how long that
version,
video is, but I'm not playing that as well.
yeah.
But we get
And,
the
it's-
gist.
and nothing's wrong with repetitive and looping, right? I mean, there's a whole bunch of people who got rich off repetitive and looping, but they still know a fair amount of music theory to keep it interesting, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I think
a
it
lot
is.
of
I
other
think
things.
I think you also did make a valid point, and it's worth remembering through this whole process and through when we do these shows, and for people listening, is these are musicians sending their tracks directly to me. It's not coming through a record label. It's not coming through a professional studio. It's not being released through an A&R man. These are people who are producing these tracks and making them themselves. They are amateurs hoping to, for the most part, or they're unsigned, and they're, and that doesn't necessarily mean that it's poor quality, but it's worth remembering that these probably haven't been professionally produced. So I take Jeeves's point as if it was
raw
going
gems.
if it was going into a studio setting with a professional producer, it might come out slightly different. I get
Yeah,
Jeeves'
it
point
feels,
in that
and it
regard.
won't be looped a lot of the other stuff. It'll look more this thing, and he can do a lot more things with it. He's got the idea. This is like more like demo version of this song,
Mhm.
and then
We've
we
got to
take that.
remember that for the most part, that's what I'm being sent. I'm being sent demos. Essentially, that's what the old name for it would have been, right? It would have
Yeah,
been a demo.
yeah,
So that's what we're hearing. It's
yeah.
raw.
But you can take that and elaborate that, and oh, it's gonna be great. I think it will be a great track. It just needs some work, a little bit on it. I loved it. To me, I loved it because it was more like rocky. You can add a little bit of synth, but I think could have been a little more exciting.
Okay,
Rick,
so
I
shall
would
we
like
go?
to read the.
I was just going to say,
Yeah,
shall I go through the comments? I was just about to say that before we
yeah,
decide whether it's a hit or a miss. We'll go through the comments, and I keep forgetting that it's back to front, right? So on the screen, it comes up the way. It goes
from
down the way. It's round the
down
wrong
to
way. Yeah. So Rick says, "Hello, Helen, Jeeves, and True Armor. I'm digging it so far. This would be a good workout song. A little more background singers would make it pop a little more." Tony says, "Hey, Cuddles. Yeah, could you make a little bit less noise in the background, please? Thank you very much."
He's back on the show.
Repetitive can be good, though. It makes it catchy. Chinese water torture, lol. Yes, it did feel longer than that. True. Tony says, "It will get airplay. I can see that being played and any and everywhere. Hit." Rick votes that a hit. Demo agreed. So, lads, what do we think? Was it a hit or was it a miss?
I'm always siding with your dream, right? I'm gonna give it a hit. I'm not gonna. It's not so bad that I'm gonna. Yeah, keep at it. The vocals aren't a problem. Someone likes it, they will swap out your vocals because they like your producing technique. Someone maybe like your producing technique, maybe like your singing, but somebody may love your lyrics. So there's
yeah,
a different way that people can connect with you through what you're doing. So I'm gonna say it's a hit. I'm gonna wish you well
yeah. It's
and
a hit.
hope for success as you chase this dream. Let's do it.
I was gonna
And it was go on.
I was gonna say what Rick just said. Repetitive. Nowadays, the music in the music industry, the kids and the young generation like that repetitive thing. Like
Yeah.
over and over and over again. We
Big
grew up
club
in
influences. Oh, don't.
it's the same
Right?
repetitive thing. So they love the repetitive stuff, but
Exactly.
for us, growing up with all
We're
the other
different.
singers, we
We're
want different. So that I was gonna go with what Rick said. Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
Ellen.
And just in case anybody was interested, it was a hit for me as well.
Perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
3 hits. Nice.
Awesome.
Okay, so we need to find another one, I guess. Hang on, we just share me old email inbox here. I'll go back and see what there is. Right, that was Sergei Schmal. Now,
You think that's pronounced small?
no idea. I'm not claiming to know how to pronounce his name. Sergey, get in touch and tell me how badly I slaughtered your name. Okay.
I wonder what Google would say.
I heard everybody calls Rihanna, and she said the pronunciation is Rihanna. I was like, Rihanna, like Hannah, but with a re in front of it.
Rihanna.
Should make a song on that.
People just,
Okay, this is an odd email. What's this? Hang on, I've got. Okay, this is one from Sarah Pritchard. Hey Helen, hope you're well. Enjoy the attached. If you want any back catalogue, let us know. Regards, John Coleman. Okay, that's a synth. Very nice. Player. FAO. See attached MP3 format and artwork. Zero Corporation are pleased to announce the release of a reimagining of the Depeche Mode track Masters. Oh no! See,
I love Depeche Mode.
Yeah, but this is the problem, right? Here's the problem. If you are familiar with something, right, and really familiar with it, then it makes a cover version a really difficult thing to hear. Yeah. So this is going to be interesting.
This is true.
Let's play this. Zero Corporation Master and Servant. Let's play this and see what happens.
Okay.
And I'm just good luck.
It's a lot. 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 It's a lot.
Can I go first?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course you
Go.
can.
This was horrible. It it tries to be the same version of the original, but the original is what that's there for. It's so repetitive. I managed to run out, get a hat and a new drink and a lighter, came back, felt like I didn't miss the groove or the lyrics. The problem with the lyrics were they were so you couldn't. The mix is bad. The mix was not a good mix. Even if I hadn't heard the original, I still want to hear what the lyrics are. And you couldn't hear the lyrics. The beat was completely repetitive. The singer sort of mumbled. And Depeche Mode is just one of the best bands ever. Hands down, no argument. as they used to say, fight me for it, right? You can't say that anymore because people will. Um, but but this is why would you remake this, right? It's 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 me remaking the Whitney Houston song, right? The bar is so high already. What are you thinking? So it had better be a totally different, completely different version, completely different genre. A great version of that is uh Johnny Cash's
Hurt.
cover of Hurt by right?
Yes.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. This is trying to be the original, but you have the original for that. This was not good.
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't like
Jeeves?
it either. It's repetitive. It almost sounded like the original, so they didn't do anything different about it. I mean, when the drums kicked in, I was like, "Yeah, this is cool." And then the synth came in, I was like, "Nope, nope, I'm done with this. I'm done." No, it was just repetitive and just, okay, where is it going? Like,
Yeah, where's it going?
yeah, it's endless.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that all you've got to say on it? Is that you? Done?
I think so. I
Okay.
think so. There's nothing
Fair
else
enough.
to say about
You
it.
don't need to say anything else. That's fine. I just wasn't sure if it was much if I was able to go or not. This is hilarious because True sounds like me, right? We've had a similar conversation about another cover version that we've heard before where I've already had this conversation. And I remember clearly saying, and I'm going to say it again, right? I
Mhm.
have an issue with cover versions generally because it's very rare that a cover version is as good as or better than the original. It's very rare. Johnny Cash's Hurt is an example of it. I would even go as far as to say maybe Mid-Year's cover of The Man Who Sold the World is
Yeah.
as good as Bowie's, right? But it's a very rare thing. The artist that's covering the song has to make it their own.
Yeah.
And they didn't do that enough. They didn't
Right.
make it theirs enough. Now, the thing is, I love Depeche Mode. I love Depeche Mode. I love that whole genre of music. That's my jam. That's my thing. My whole show is synth and electronica, right? That's my thing. Master and Servant has actually never been my favourite Depeche Mode track. And I
Yeah.
don't know if that's to
Maybe
the
that's
benefit.
part of why they did it. Sort of
I
take a hidden.
don't know if that's to the benefit or the detriment of listening to this because I can't work out if it's because I'm not really that keen on the song in the first place or if it's just because this is a crapper version of. Do you know what I mean? Like I haven't.
Master and Servant is a hard song to like, and this is not a good version of a hard song to like.
I think that's what I'm trying to say. You just were more eloquent than me. So Zero Corporation, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to get played on Helen's mixtape. Which is
Mm-mm-mm.
why you've submitted it. Obviously, that's the whole
I have
point.
it on pretty good authority that it probably won't be played
I
here.
don't think it's going to
Nope.
get played on Helen's
Play
mixtape.
the
I know
again
the
here.
owner. Right. I know
But
the
at least,
producer, I'm
you
sure.
know, the masses out there who will eventually watch the replay on YouTube or whatever will have a chance to hear it. So it's been heard.
Yeah, and
by
then
some
I would
people.
encourage you to go also on YouTube and listen to the original, and see if you're too far off from where we three are, right? Because at the end of the day, you're going to make your own decision. But man,
I know there are a lot of people in the chat that probably aren't even familiar with the original song. And
No,
sometimes I
I
feel
would
like,
agree.
and this happened the last time when I can't remember what the cover was. I can't remember what the song was that was covered. Oh, it was Duran Duran, Ordinary World.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
that's another
And
great song. How
it
you
was
going to cover that?
well, it was interesting because the people
They did
who
bad.
had
I won't cry for
the
yesterday.
people who had heard the original hated the cover, and the people who weren't familiar with the original liked it.
Oh
And
yeah.
that was interesting. The people who
That's a
knew the
sign of, in my opinion, that's a sign of the power of the original. If you like the cover and the cover was bad, you might want to take your butt over and listen to the original and be super
Exactly.
laid out.
that's the thing. If you've got something to compare it to and you know the original,
Right.
Yeah.
you're not going to like the cover.
Nope.
So it wasn't necessarily that there was anything wrong with the cover. It just wasn't. It wasn't better than the original, and it wasn't
Right.
in their
And
own.
but I don't want to hate on covers because Rod Stewart's and what's her name, the country singer,
Dolly.
no, Sheryl Crow,
Right.
both of their versions of what's the name of the song? Both their versions of I hate my memory.
Some guys have all the luck.
No. It's a slow song.
I
It's
don't know which one she covered.
Yeah, Sheryl Crow. Someone in the chat help me out. Sheryl Crow
How does it
and
go? Can you sing it?
yeah, I'm trying to come up with the rhythm in my head.
Yeah.
I actually might look it up online, but
The
it's
rhythm in my head is beating like a wrong song.
yeah,
No, that's not the one. Nope.
it's Sheryl Crow. If you look up Sheryl
Nope,
Crow and
that's-
Rod Stewart,
Nope.
they both went to #1 with it.
I'm trying to think what
Sheryl
song Sheryl
Crow.
Crow covered.
Rod
Because almost all of Rod Stewart's her songs are all
the
covered.
first cut. The first cut is a deep, right? That
Baby, I
song
know.
first a hit in like 72 with Rod Steiger, then a hit in like 1986. People, the young people who found Sheryl Crow who didn't know who Rod Steiger was, pushed that song in its new form to #1,
that.
right?
I
And then
remember that,
their
yeah.
parents was like, "That is not a new song, honey. This is the
No.
original one."
Yeah,
And they
the
were like,
song.
this one is great in just a very different way, but
She
you
made
got
it
to
more
bring a lot
modern.
to the
Yeah.
table to be
That's
able to do that.
very rare to have
Yeah.
a song
So
that's
rare to
covered
do.
that's better. Like I say, I mean, Johnny Cash is the classic example of that, but it's very rare.
Right.
Yeah. Totally.
Nine
Very
Inch Nails
rare.
is hurt, right? I mean, and 9 Inch Nails, yeah. I mean, to
Totally
Johnny
made-
Cash is just
Totally
a
made
world.
it his. It was his
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So
Alrighty.
I'm loath to ask, was it a hit or a miss?
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna
but
say a miss. I'm gonna
I'm gonna do
sadly
miss.
say a miss, and not sadly. I'm gonna say a miss in holding up what the song is about. The energy of that song was not conveyed well.
I would say good try, but
Right, and it's not
good
one of
try.
my favorite songs, but come on,
And
man.
I feel the same way. And yet I love
I don't
Depeche
like that
Mode,
song.
but of all the
Yeah.
Depeche Mode songs,
Yeah.
that's not one
Nope.
of my favorites. So we missed the comments. Let's go back and catch up. Hello, Melanie, for popping in. Hi. Okay. How far back?
What
do I need to
song is
go?
that? Is that on Violator? Right,
Master and Servant. Was that not music for the masses?
Music for the Masses.
I
Okay.
think.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. That's one.
Violator was Enjoy the Silence
Right.
and
Policy of
Strip,
Truth.
yeah, Halo. Yeah.
Right.
I know of clubs where that will be played, plus Helen jamming to it was all that was needed. Hit. I wasn't jamming to it that much. There was a beat. I'll nod my head to a beat, whatever. Forever Young. Don't know the original, so that didn't influence me at all, but I didn't care for this. It's a miss for me. Okay, so everybody is of the same opinion. Really sorry, zero cooperation. You're getting zero cooperation from us. Okay, let's open up the emails and see what's next. Don't you sit there and lie on me. I was nodding my head.
Oh, that was Enjoy the Silence, right? That song?
Excuse me,
Cover.
Tony. What up,
was
man?
It was what now? What was that,
What's the
Jeeves?
song called? Enjoy the Silence, right? By Depeche Mode.
Oh yeah, that's off
That
the
song,
Violator
yeah.
album. I love that song.
Yeah.
Love that song.
Personal Jesus, all that, man. That band was in a window. That was
Amazing.
just amazing.
Amazing. Yeah.
The thing
lyrics,
is,
all the lyrics on the
the thing about Depeche Mode is there were other bands that came
Depeche
before.
Mode was a grimy version of U2. I always thought
I think they're a little more better than U2.
No,
I'm
the thing
sorry.
is, I love them. I love
the
them
world
both.
the media pushed U2, but Depeche Mode sort of like the same energy, but like the media never would have pushed Depeche Mode. The people found Depeche Mode.
The thing is, what happened to Depeche Mode was there were other bands that came before Depeche Mode that were the same genre, right?
Yeah,
that
right,
were
yeah.
early electronica, synth, heavily influenced by Kraftwerk and Jean-Michel Jarre and all the 70s, German, synth
Right.
bands, and it was played at the Blitz, and Rusty had all the the Blitz club thing and all that thing, and all those new romantics that came before Depeche Mode. What happened with Depeche Mode was they
So
were
you
the
think it was
first.
all
Hang on, wait a minute.
European pop? Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They were the first of that genre to really be discovered by the Americans. That's what Depeche Mode did. They broke that music through to America. When they did that Rose Bowl concert in Pasadena in '86, that was when it became like okay, they're accepted. And in America, see that music for misfits, people who didn't fit in, who were a bit flamboyant, maybe a bit gay, maybe a bit emo, whatever.
I just thought it was the next step up from punk, right?
Well, that's what the whole new romantic movement
Everything
were.
evolves, so people are always looking for the next great thing, and the media's always
Yeah.
pushing something which gets hot.
Right,
But there's
but
all the people
that
who don't like that, and they grab on something else and make it
right,
like
but
honest.
punk was washed out by 77,
Yeah,
right?
but it
Yeah.
it
And
evolved into something
the new
different.
romantic,
Is my point.
but that's what I'm saying. The new romantic bands were coming through in the late 70s, early 80s. You're talking Visage 1980. You're talking Ultravox 1980.
Okay,
You're
but
talking now, but that didn't reach America when it was already a thing here. Depeche Mode were the band that broke that through in the mid 80s. It took you another 5 or 6 years to catch on
right, okay,
to that
but
genre of music.
okay, I don't want to. Okay, I have questions, but I could go into this, but I don't want to wander too far away from the topic of the show.
Well, we'll do
I just think
this,
everything
and
is a
then we
group.
can, and then we can have an after chat for
Okay.
longer after this. But you're literally talking to someone whose specialist subject this is, so you know. Where are my emails? I've lost them. Let's find something else. There are a few in here, but they don't have, like, I've got to download files. I don't want to have to download anything. I want to just play it straight off.
Right.
Why do people make it more complicated to actually just play the
I
track?
know.
Whiskey and mason jars, boys and girls. How country is that?
Oh, that sounds nice.
Right. Okay, here's one here. PM Mad. P Mad, the band. Oh no, wait a minute.
P Mad.
I think they've sent me a whole album inside
P
Dropbox.
Mad. All right, if you insist, but what am I going to be mad at?
I don't yet, because
P
I
Mad.
think they've sent me a whole album on a Dropbox, which makes it really difficult to just pick a track and listen to it. You know?
Did they tell you which
Right.
one you should listen to?
No,
They just said, "Hey, pick one out of all this." P Mad.
The email
P
says
Mad is a bad name. It's like get angry. It's like P Mad is just not a good name. What's the P for?
Well, shall we read the email and find out if it tells us? Hi, Helen. Thank you so much for opening my email. It's now nearly 12 months of PMAD. Time flies when you're having so much fun, and I would like to give you the first listen of my debut album. I would be so delighted for you to have a listen to PMAD's debut album, Who, Why, Where, What, and let me know the good, the bad, and the ugly of it, and possibly play a review, comment, etc. What to me is my baby, and of course I love it.
Oh,
13 tracks, the album is brimful of singles, remixes, and new tracks. Who, Why, Where, What is the debut album from Irish post-punk gothic rock artist PMAD.
post-punk gothic rock.
Mm-hmm. Who, Why, Where, What officially releases worldwide on CD as a download on the 29th of November. Okay, I'm a little bit late in reading the email. In collaboration with Italian Latvian record label Slip Trick Records. But ready for immediate airplay. Who, Why, Where, What is an introspective look at the artist themselves. Start again, Helen. Who, Why, Where, What is an introspective look at the artist himself and acknowledges his feelings along with the broader look of how we are destroying our planet and ourselves. It sounds like really cheerful stuff. PMAD has been described as if the cult and the mission had a child, this is what it would sound like. If you're looking for something new, shall we just randomly pick a track and listen to
just random. Yeah, it's random.
Okay, 12 tracks. Who's got a? Oh, I have Dungeons and Dragons dice for
Okay, listen. There are 13 tracks. True, you're the new juror. Pick a number.
Okay, 13 tracks. Normally I roll
1 and
13. You know what? Let's go lucky 13. Next week Friday is the 13th, right? Friday the 13th. 13. Let's do it.
So the last track on the album.
Last track. But boys and girls, your album should have a theme. It's not just a whole bunch of different songs, right? Even if it's not all the same theme throughout the whole thing. Like, I don't know, man. Okay, let's hear it. Wow, a whole album full of singles. It's just okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a rarity. You know, highly unusual. It's unusual. There's gonna be a whole album full of singles.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've set themselves up for a big. Okay, let's do it.
Even chat says it.
Ready?
Anything, let's find out.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
I will.
Yeah.
You go first, because I always go last. That's kind of the rule. So you go first, Jeeves.
And I went first last time, so please.
I'm not digging this. It's too repetitive. I know they're trying to do like an EDM track or whatever. The mixing is bad as heck. And one thing I got to tell anybody that's doing stuff here in in like bedrooms and stuff like that, they tend to boost up the bass and stuff. I'm an engineer myself. I'm a studio engineer, so I mix and master. So just to give you a background, so I look at it in that sense also. And man, that bass and that synth, whatever they got, it's so damn loud that's drowning everything else is in there. It's just horrible, bad. So any new mixers and stuff who are doing stuff in the bedroom and stuff like that, recheck it somewhere else and see if your bass is good or not, because that's horrible mixing. Overall track, I don't know where it was going. It's just repetitive. I was just lost after a few minutes
Agreed.
later.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
I
lost.
would like to, before anybody else says anything else, I would like to just point a couple of things out. It was track number 13. It was the last track on the album. It is a remix. So when I'm looking through the tracks, it's called I Am, right? Brackets,
so
me, brackets, me remix. And when I look further up, it looks like there's another track called I Am that was the original. So that's a
So give me
remixed
one- yeah,
version
can-
of. What were you saying?
Can we hear that? How long was that last track, by the way?
That last track was.
And how long is the other one?
Hang on.
The original of the remix.
Hang on, I had to go back into it again. So the one we just listened to was
Right.
3 minutes 56.
I thought it was longer, right?
I know it felt longer. And the
So long.
track number 8, I Am, is 3 minutes 8.
So
3
the
minutes.
remix is only 40 minutes longer.
40 seconds longer.
40 seconds longer.
Yeah. Do you want? I'm presuming I Am is the original track. Do we
Yeah,
want to
let's
play the
give
original
that a
track?
listen. Maybe, yeah.
Or do you want to comment on the previous one first, or would you want to listen to this?
He summed it up. I would add the lyrics. I'm a big lyric guy. I want to hear what you're singing.
Mhm.
Right? I want to hear your pathos. Why you hate that girl? Why you left that man? Right? I want to hear that. I don't want to hear. I'm like, what? This is a love song. What do you say?
Right, let's play the original and see if we've
Yeah.
got some context to that.
Yeah,
Because
let's do that.
Because you've got to bear in mind, it's an album, and the last track on the album's always going to be the downer, right? They always finish on the
Right.
downer, right?
You always wrap
Yeah.
the album up. I agree
Yeah.
completely. Right.
Right, okay.
While you look at, I'm gonna get an ice cube.
All right, let's just look at the chat while you do that. Rick says, I take out the vocals, put more of a faster beat you can dance to, and then might like it. Yeah, the vocals. Oh, did we skip it all the way through? Let's go back.
I was playing the track, but wasn't sharing the screen. So
Yeah,
does that mean
we
you
didn't
guys
hear-
didn't hear it?
We didn't
Right.
hear nothing. None of
Oh,
us heard
shit.
it.
Does that mean I've got to
Even
start
the
it again?
Yes, yes,
Thanks,
please.
guys. Right, hang on then.
Hey,
Let me
Craig
take-
bloke.
Let me take it back
Hey,
to
Craig.
the beginning. Right, are you ready?
Yes, we're ready now.
Brace yourselves.
I take out the vocals, put more faster beat. You can dance with this. I might like it.
You would see me as you want to. Life sees me as they want to. I am a boy, I am a girl. Saving me. Be with me. Saving me. Be with me. I am a straight boy and I want it. I am a gay boy and I want it. I am a girl and I want it. I am a gay girl and I want it. I live my life want to, eyes on me. You can see me as you want to. What you see is you want to. I am me, I am me, I am me. As I want you. You can paint me as you want to. You can paint me as you wanna. When we see I am me, will you see me? I am me, I am me, I am me. As I want you. You can take me as you wanna. You see me as you want to. Life sees me as they want to. I am a girl. I am a boy. I am a girl. I am a boy. I am me. I am me. I am me. You can see me as you want to. I am me.
Okay, can I go first?
Go for it. Go for it.
I'm
This
dying
is
to go
better
first. You go
than the
on.
remix. I don't mind this.
Wow.
I will
okay.
give this a win. The remix is garbage.
Okay.
I could at least hear. I mean, repetitive is a thing, right? Some songs only have two verses, not even two verses, two sentences, 10 words repeated over and over again. You see me as I want to, right? I get that. It'll be in your head as you're driving to work. Bump, 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 right? It's total ear candy. It's better than the remix. It didn't need a remix. It stands alone as I guess a single, like he said, right? But it's not deep. It won't be your wedding song, right? You may dance with a girl to it. You won't remember it after it's over. It's completely ear candy. It goes in, it comes out, you'll forget it. It's completely functional as a song, right? Even the weird little break, but the remix is garbage. The remix just throws a blanket over the speakers and muffles everything. But yeah, this is not going to be top 10, probably not top 100. But if you played this in 30 years to your kids, oh, I used to be a musician, they'd be like, yeah, this is awesome, Dad. This is very respectable, good shit. Not going to climb the charts. But that remix is garbage. What number song on the album is this?
8.
8.
So it's like halfway through.
Yes, halfway. Yeah. This is it won't be my favorite song either.
I'm dying to say something, but I'm going to let Jeeves go first. But I'm dying to chime in.
I hate it. I can totally tell this person who made the album is a guitarist because he had that guitar cranked like crazy. He is a guitar player.
Mhm.
When you're a certain guitar, I do it sometimes in my mix and I go back. I'm like, nope, the drums are too loud, because I like it because I'm a drummer. So he must have been a guitar player. He had it so damn loud. It's hard to hear the vocals and stuff. I think both is terrible. I'm sorry. I lost it after like 30 seconds and I'm like waiting to see when this will end.
Yeah,
So
it was
bad. Oh my God.
da-da-da-da-da.
And and that same percussion over and over again. That's just getting my head. Ellen, go ahead. I know you're
please,
dying.
can I say something, please?
Yes, please go, 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 go,
Please.
go.
Okay. Having heard the original track, that song that we just heard,
Yeah.
I feel like I've just aged 10 years. I preferred the remix.
Oh, wow.
I could see myself driving with the remix, that kind of in the background. Okay? It's not a dance song, it's not a radio song, but it's a electronica. I can see myself. I do a lot of time lapse photography when I'm driving. I do driving time lapses. I can see that track on one of my time lapses.
Right.
Right? It's a driving song. It's a stick it on with Kraftwerk, stick it on with Jean-Michel Jarre, stick it on with, you know, Vangelis. It's an instrumental. It doesn't matter that the vocals are shit because you're not listening to the vocals, you're listening to the actual, you know, the electronica, right?
Okay.
Having heard two completely different songs from the album and not being overly impressed with either of them, I'm really sorry, PMAD, right?
Two completely different songs that are the same song.
I feel like I would need to listen, to be fair, I would need to listen to the whole album. I would need to give it a chance because it is so different. Normally, an artist or a band has a sound, and that's their sound. And having heard two tracks, I can't distinguish what their sound is. Now, I know they're saying in the email that they're kind of goth, post-punk. I wouldn't call that post-punk. I would say that's punk. I wouldn't call it post-punk new wave. I would call it punk. It's the same 3-chord, typical, you know, punk stuff. It's like listening to the Sex Pistols or the Clash or, you know, anything from that kind of ilk. I wouldn't call it post-punk. So what they're describing themselves as in the email, I wouldn't consider that as that. I would need to listen to the album to be fair, and I will because I like to be fair. Someone's taken the time to produce and create something. Who the fuck am I to say don't like it's a bit shit based off of one track? So I'm not going to do that. I will listen to the album and I will see if there's anything in there worth eking out. But it's really interesting that you both, well, that particularly that True, you like the original track. That to me felt like it put years on me.
I like this track. You both hated this track. He hated both tracks. You liked the last track. So we all sort of split. You didn't like either. You liked the last one.
Out of the two of them, if I was given a choice, I would prefer the remix over it. I'm not saying I would go out and buy either of them. Particularly, right?
Well, I would definitely not buy either of them
because
but I could tolerate the first one.
There are other artists who do that even better. There are other artists. So I'm saying listening to the remix, I can see myself driving to that. But I just did a time lapse with two different artists. I just did one with Time Cop 1983's music, and I just did one with Boy Harsher's music. Both of those artists are better than that track I heard. All I'm saying is, out of the two tracks, I preferred the first one. I preferred the remix.
Yeah, because you're synthy. I like the guitar version of it.
I'm synthy. I'm synthy. But do you know what? Yes. I like rock bands. I like rock bands as well, Jeeves. It just depends on what they are. That to me was depressing. I feel like my mood has been drastically lowered listening to it.
Okay. So can I ask G, which one did you choose?
I like the guitar one because
the
percussion of the guitar.
That's the first one.
Yeah, that's the original.
Not the remix. Original. All right.
Not the remix, the original. I liked it. I'm not saying it's like crap or anything like that. I'm just saying like the progressive guitar was nice, but they should have done something around it to help it, you know, because it's so
yeah, I think the remix, and mind you,
hearing that over and over and over and over in your head, it's just depressing and like Colin just said.
I feel like it's worn me down.
I have a very sort of hard and complicated meaning for the word remix, having grown up in the culture where the term remix comes from, right? So a remix you might take your 5-minute song, then remix it, and it'll be 15 minutes, and you can dance to just a hot, good beats, the best parts about it in the clubs, right? Then the remix became a thing that you put on the radio, and it couldn't be 15 minutes long. So maybe it was like the best version of that song, same length of time, right? Or like the great hook beats, and right. So as time goes on, different music that deals in rhythmic, especially not jazz progressions, R&B progressions, and like those, you can remix those, right? Started out with like disco and so when I hear remix, especially with rock groups don't really remix don't fall too well for that. But I just think, and you said it's punk, post punk, right? What'd you say?
They're
So when
claiming
I
to be
hear remix with post
they're
punk
claiming to be
stuff,
post punk goth.
right, with a
I wouldn't call it
remix,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
No, I
See,
wouldn't
I
do
don't
that.
know. I just think it's maybe the verbiage is weird for me, but like I said, and I agree with you, Jeeves, that it was all guitar. You could have used some like what all the elements of a rock band weren't really there.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I don't like the remix. But at least I really appreciate. This is why I think the real thing about me is if I can hear the lyrics, you're already at a 6 for me, right? Because for all I know, you may say something in the worst song ever written. One line may be so profound it may change my life, right? But first I need to hear it. And so yeah, I don't know. I'll go for the first one, but I see what you said took years off your life.
Okay, in
Feels like it's
general, we
aged
gotta
10
vote.
years.
Yeah.
I feel depressed. I feel like it's just brought my vibe right the fuck down listening
Jesus
to it. That's
Christmas,
how I
girl.
feel.
Tony says when artist makes music, they have a flow to their album.
Normally,
Agreed.
normally a band
Yeah.
or an artist has a very distinctive sound, and you instantly know that it's them. And I can't tell what the fuck it
Or
is.
the album is trying to catch a mood, right? A whole
Mhm.
bunch of different like what is the theme to your album? And it's
Well,
all
the thing is, artists unfortunately do not produce albums in that way anymore.
yes.
It's a collection because of Spotify, because of streaming. It's a series of songs. It's
Yeah.
not an album with a
An
beginning
album.
and end and a flow how it used to
Right.
be. When I
Agreed.
sit and listen to an Ultravox album, it's an experience. It's a soundscape. It goes through a flow, and those songs are positioned in that order for a specific reason. You're taken through a series of emotions listening to it.
Right.
Bands don't do that anymore. Streaming's
Yeah.
fucked it. Not having an album structure has fucked it.
See, to me, I still listen to the album, even though there's one song or two songs in there.
I do
I
too,
still
which
go
is why
back
I
and
just
see.
which is why I just said I'll have to listen to the album. I can't
Yeah.
pinpoint what that person's genre is even.
It's
I can't
from one.
pinpoint what they're set because those two tracks are so different. You wouldn't think they were the same artist listening to them.
Yeah.
And you
Totally.
should be able to tell and see there are new bands coming through that I
But
play
you
a
can't listen
lot.
to every new band's album.
No, but there are new bands that I play a lot on my mixtape on my show.
Mhm.
Bands like Empathy Test, bands like Vandal Moon. I play a lot of Muse. I love The Killers. I play a lot of White Lies.
But see, the Killers is the first band you just mentioned that I've heard out of that, right?
But that's the point.
So maybe it's the pond.
But no, that's the point because I'm playing stuff that isn't being played on normal commercial radio. That's the whole point. I'm playing independent artists that aren't signed. I'm playing things that you wouldn't normally hear. But the point I'm trying to get at is every single one of those bands, you hear one of the tracks, you know it's them. You listen to an Empathy Test track, you know it's Empathy Test. They've got that, right?
Right. Okay.
And that's the point. You listen to U2, you know it's U2. You listen to Depeche Mode, you know it's Depeche Mode. Even though there are 1,000 other electronic bands, you still know that's Dave Gann's voice. You still know that that's Martin Gore's, lyrics. You know that that's Depeche Mode.
Yep.
So that band that we just heard, that artist, I can't pinpoint what his sound is. So I'd have to listen to the album, but I would have to be in the right frame of mind too, because based upon that last track we just heard, the guitar-y one, I feel like
Yeah.
I feel
You
depressed.
feel the energy, so you want to play something. So
I feel like my energy has just been
I
totally
feel like
zapped by it.
right, yeah. So Songs in the Key of Life is an album that I play in the spring and summer, because it reminds me of a place and like my mom and right being a certain. But if I want to feel like then I put on Rakim, which is a 30-year-old album now. When I thought I was the shiznit at like 19 or 20, whenever that album, right? So some music can place you in a place. This is why you have like wedding songs, right? But in the modern era, I don't know if it's the barrier to entry is so low now that everybody can make music, right? And my nephew showed me something. What is this guy's name? TiVo Touchdown. I was like, "What in the world is this?" And my nephew, and again, my grandfather hated My grandfather loved jazz. He grew up with jazz. Hated doo-wop, which with my father's music that he dated my mother to, right? My father hated disco, which my brother dated his wife to, right? My older brother. My father also hated hip hop, which I fell in love with at 9, right? So this is it. Now I'm here going, like, hip hop has been around forever, but now I'm going, that's not hip hop. And my nephew's like, you sound like, so it's the
Yeah,
diverse.
but if you
Very
go back
diverse.
to the early hip hop, early hip hop stuff.
By the time we're
most
all
of
like
those-
60, music will just be some dude standing on stage hitting himself in the head with a hammer. We'll all be like, my
but
day.
if you go back to the early hip hop stuff,
Yeah.
most of those beats are lifted from early
Blues and
electronica,
jazz, yeah.
right?
Electronica. No, it was lifted from soul music and like black
no.
beats and
Kraftwerk
And electronic.
Kraftwerk's Trans-Europe Express was sampled something like 7 to 8 different times on different hip hop tracks.
Okay, when you say early hip hop, what years are you talking about?
I'm talking like late.
I'm thinking 1978, 1970.
That's what I'm saying, late 70s, early 80s.
Okay.
Yep.
A lot of those tracks were in fact, Tony was just playing something the other week.
Oh, look at
and it was
Vanilla
like,
Ice. It's a
hang
Bowie
on,
song.
wait a minute. Tony was just playing something on his thing that he does, right?
Yeah.
And I'm listening to it, I'm thinking, I fucking know that sample, right?
Yep.
And it was Visage. Now, Tony hasn't got a fucking clue who Visage are. Hasn't got a clue who Rusty Egan is, despite the fact that I did an interview with him for 4 hours, and yet he's playing something that was released that's using his music as.
But music pollinates every place.
Right, but what I'm saying, that's the point I'm trying to get at, is that these things are all cross pollination.
Yeah.
But
true. I
there's
agree.
been there's this thing of, European electronica not being black music. There's that thing as well, like, like all music stems from black music except European electronica, and actually European electronica is in a lot of hip hop. So it all finds its way back. It all comes full circle.
Yeah. Agree.
Anyway,
Shall we do hit or miss?
hit or miss is the track, and we're going to treat it as one track, I think.
Yeah.
Is it a hit or is it a miss?
All right. Dun dun dun.
I've already got my answer.
There's my answer.
Huh.
There's mine.
Okay, well, I like the first one. I don't like the second one. But if we have to rate them both,
you can do it individually then.
Yeah, the first one is a hit, I would say. The second one is the remix is a miss. But I mean, if I have to go with the group and pick one,
would it be a miss or a hit?
I would say it would be a hit because even though the remix is garbage, it's a garbage remix of a song that I would consider a hit. I just hate the remix.
Right.
So what am I giving? I'm one hit, one miss, one hit.
Yeah, but overall we are judging it in one song. So you said a hit. Okay.
But
makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say it's a hit. Like
Rick says it's a miss.
I'm gonna
both
judge
are
it.
a miss for me unless they did what I suggested for the remix earlier.
Mad, I'm so sorry. If you watch this back, P-Mad, I'm really sorry. It's a miss. But I will play your whole album, I promise.
Yeah, that remix is garbage. But the original song, P-Mad, is not bad. In my opinion.
I think
I say A for effort.
I think there's nothing wrong. I think there's nothing wrong with the song.
The remix is little.
I think there's nothing wrong with the original song, but I think for me personally, I would need to be in the right mood to listen to it. In the same way that I've got to be in the right mood to listen to
every song. Isn't that every song?
No.
Unless you're trapped in a car with someone, you listen to whatever comes on.
Nah, no. For the most part, you can listen to something and it's it might affect your mood or it might change how you're feeling, but you don't have to be in a specific kind of mood to want to try and listen to it.
Okay.
And that's how I felt about that. I feel kind of like a bit depressed. No offense, P-Mad. So I will listen to your album. I'll do you the courtesy of doing that. Thank you for sending it to me. Don't think I'm
get back to us and tell us what P-Mad means. What is the P for? I have this thing. I always want to know why people name their band, but I think there's such interest. Why did you name your band that? It's so interesting. Unique names for children. Why'd you name that kid that? So interesting. I don't. Why? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Craig says, "Good song. Will
Don't
put
think I'm
you
not
in the right mood."
don't think I'm not grateful for you sending it over. Please don't think that.
Yes.
I will give it a chance and I will have a little listen. Okay, so I'm going to go through the comments. Rick said, okay, well, first of all, Craig said pick anything, so I'm going a bit far back. I missed that before. Rick said the vocals are drowned out by the music. I take out the vocals and put it to a faster beat so you can dance to it, then I might like it. Tony says good music to ride to. To ride to? Makes me want to race through traffic. Oh, that kind of ride. Okay. The music was over the vocals.
Oh, that's
but
true
the
too.
but the instrumental will draw crowd hit. Good day all. Good eye, mate. Craig. No, we heard nothing. Sorry. Yeah, that was my mistake. I wasn't screen sharing the thing because I'm an idiot. This isn't much better. It just seems boring. Agreed. Felt dirgy to me. Somebody used the right word, dirgy. That's how it felt.
Dirgy. There's a word for the week.
Dodgy.
Now this time I get it. Still a little bit dirgy, but there's a story there. Sounds like two different songs played at the same time. Very dissonant. Oh, hi, Chris. I didn't even realize you were here. It wouldn't be my funeral song either. No disrespect, but that song wasn't to my liking, says Tony. I'm not sure of where that would get played based on the audiences I've been around. The exhale. I know. I did have to breathe out. I was holding it in. I was dying to talk. You know, when artists make music, they have a flow to the album. Agreed. Both a miss for me unless they did what I suggested for the remix earlier, says Rick. Tony says, yeah, she tells me the sample she hears. Yeah, it drives me nuts that you don't know that music and you listen to it all the time but don't know what it is you're listening to. It drives me around the twist. I don't think it was De La Soul, but it will come to me about who it was actually.
Yeah.
Songs will put you in the right mood. Okay, so I've caught up. Breathe, Helen. That was a lot of comments.
We were reading it while you were talking. So.
I know, but I wasn't reading them as we really should read them as we go. But it's just to make sure everybody's comment gets read. So I guess we need to find a final song, a fourth and final song.
Are we already 3? I thought it was 2.
Yeah,
my bad.
So that was actually we've done 4 if you count both versions of that song.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we can wrap it up if you want. I was going to find a fourth one.
No, fourth one. Yeah, go for it. Okay. We're having fun.
And think of it this way, P-Man. We talked a lot about your album, and we listened to 2 of your songs.
Exactly.
So don't be too negative about. I mean, and this is what music is about. We're discussing your work, so this is good, right? This is good, and continued success. Keep doing it. Keep sending stuff in.
Yeah, bravo.
I'm just trying to make sure because I think what's happening here is quite a lot of the same pluggers are sending me stuff, so it's hard to distinguish. And a lot of them are sending me things that I need to download, which I don't want to have to download. I want to just be able to just hear it. There's one here from someone called Caroline Park. Caroline writes, "Hey there, my newest single attached, Memories and Guitar Picks, a tribute to Ted Wesley, Canadian folk singer and Juno nominee, will be officially released on the 29th of December. I'm sorry, Caroline, I'm a bit slow in my emails. Check out the lyric video here, and you can read a bit about my friend here. Okay, so this sounds like it's more folky. It's not something I would normally play on Helen's mixtape because Helen's mixtape is electronica, but the whole point in doing this is to hear other stuff that wouldn't normally get played, right? So let's do this one. If I can screen share it, we should have a video, and we'll just play that. Hang on, I've got too many tabs open. Okay, so if I pause this a second, and then I can screen share that. I do get there eventually, folks. I'm just a wee bit slow.
We're good. How's everybody doing today? Oh, it's a YouTube video. Nice.
It is. Ready? Let's do it.
Can't quite catch my breath. You just left us so quick. No final words or notice. Just memories and guitar picks. Memories and guitar picks. Shops that went for miles, songs and meals and smiles, a long heartfelt embrace, just memories and guitar picks, memories and guitar picks. It would be great if we could keep you around forever. But darling, you can trust we'll keep on strumming. It would be great if we could keep you around forever. But darling, you can trust we'll keep on strumming. But darling, you can trust. Darling, you can trust. Oh, darling, you can trust we'll keep on strumming.
Yeehaw! Okay, so
You
Yeehaw!
know, you beat me to it.
All right, I'll go
Oh.
first.
As my uncle
I
used
like
to say,
it.
great minds think alike.
Yep. I
go on
love
then,
it.
G-Balls, you first.
It's very nice, very fresh, refreshing. You know, from everything else we've been listening to. Oh, I love it. I think they need a washboard or like a spoon or something.
I think I think it needs a wash.
I can
I was
wash.
gonna say, why can we smell them from
Yeah.
here?
Oh my god.
No, the washboard. They play with the spoon or whatever. Yeah, one of those. They try to do that with the acoustic guitar. I can see that in the
The
background.
jug
kind of
band.
band. Yeah,
Yeah. I,
it was nice. So I liked it. It was very refreshing. I would play
yeah.
this again.
I guess it is refreshing.
Very refreshing. Very nice.
Okay. One, I hated this. I felt I was being punished and I had done something wrong. I feel now I'm like I had been paroled out into freedom again. This was horrible. The lyrics, especially. I'm don't get me wrong. I'm a guitarist. You know, I've got 5 guitars back there. The lyrics are my problem. I've been going on now on this show about how lyrics are important, but like memories and guitar picks, it just sounds so it just sounds. And I was like, I couldn't stop thinking about how ridiculous the lyrics were.
Well, it's better talking
Above
about
great, and you can hear his accomplishment in these guitar licks, right? So
at least
maybe
we're
there are
talking
other
about
songs, but
guitar
this one
picks
wasn't
and
it
not
for me.
nose picks. I mean, it could have been worse.
You know, I agree with the lyrics. I
How
agree
could
with
it
the
be
lyrics.
worse?
That was,
Memories and any other thing would have been a better title. Memories and kisses, memories and puppies, memories and my truck, memories and guitar picks.
I kind of ignored the
I
lyrics
got about
after a few.
15 guitar picks for you right here. Memories and this, you know, it's just
I don't even call
it
it.
doesn't make you sit and go,
From
oh, I remember that song. Remember that song, my darling? What was it called? Right? Memories and anything else would have been a better title.
Yeah.
Now I got to pick up all these guitar picks out of my keyboard.
okay. Is it my turn? Can I say something?
Yes, go for it. Go.
Sorry.
Okay. This is so not my genre of music at all.
This is
There was
almost
nothing-
goth punk.
There was nothing wrong with it musically.
No.
Clearly, very accomplished musician or musicians.
Hmm.
But what my issue with it is that it sounded weirdly cheerful and upbeat, considering it was about somebody who had died. The lyrics and the music didn't match. We were sitting here going, yeehaw,
Yeah.
and it's like they're literally talking about someone who's just passed away. Like, that was odd.
Yeah, I figured that after.
And it sounds like any other country songs, the same lick over and over. It sounds like everything else.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with it, but maybe if I liked, see, the thing is, right, it's odd because I don't like country music, but I have a I was brainwashed with John Denver as a kid. I was brainwashed with like easy listening music, Gordon Lightfoot
Country
and
road.
Don
Those
McLean.
guys are awesome, by the way.
I was brainwashed with all that kind of stuff, like easy listening guitar stuff. Not like country, but almost verging on that kind of thing.
It was folk.
I
It was
have
folk country.
I have
John
a
Denver.
I have what's the word I'm looking for? I can appreciate good musicianship, right? I can appreciate good songwriters, you know. I just the cheery, you know, tweedly deedly dee versus the lyrics of someone that she's missing because they've just passed away. That grates. That's an issue.
Goes off, yeah.
It's weird. It's weird. There's nothing wrong with the musicianship at all. It's just not my scene.
Yeah, I thought the lyrics were like,
Oh,
what the
I had an issue with the lyrics. You had an issue with the tempo and the subject. And I'm sorry, you liked it.
Jeeves liked it.
I liked it because of the music. I kind of tuned out the vocals a little bit because of what it was meaningful. When you guys brought it up, I was like, yeah, it's true. But the
So
music was good,
we all love the musicianship.
but those didn't come together, you know.
Right.
Craig says, dead dude left a happy legacy.
Craig, come on. Dead.
It was a little more bluegrass than country.
I don't know the difference between the two. None of those things are my thing.
It is bluegrass, Rick. It's a bluegrass. Yeah.
Do you see my shruggy shoulders face? That's my zero fucks are given what the fucking label is. It all sounds the same.
That's like wagon wheel. You know wagon wheel? Yeah, something like that. That's bluegrass. If you guys know wagon wheel.
It all
that was,
sounds the fucking same.
Wagon Wheel by what's his name?
Old Country Medicine Show. It was the original, and then
Right.
Duckers. Duckers actually. I forget.
Right.
His name.
Darius
Ruckers.
Rucker
Derek Ruckers covered it,
Right.
and they did a good one and made it popular.
Listen to these two conversing about shit I have got no clue about. That's by the way,
Darius Rucker was the lead singer
when
of.
we're talking about music, it's highly unusual for me to sit and
He
go,
also
"I
did
have
a
no
track
idea
with
what you're talking
Katy
about."
Perry. He did a track with Katy Perry that was really good. I forget the name of that song.
Katy Perry's a talent.
She's got talent.
Yeah, she can sing it. She's got pipes. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Helen. Go ahead. Is it a hit or a miss? For me, I would say.
Well,
Go
before
ahead,
we do that, I'm going to read the comments because I'm actually cracking up.
yeah.
Some of these are quite
Is
funny,
it?
right?
I know,
So,
I'm reading it too.
so Craig Bloke
For
says,
the first time, I might have to go get my lucky quarter to see if I like this or not.
John Denver's kid, ? Do not besmirch the name of the great late John Denver, okay? Tony D says,
Exactly.
oofed. Dead dude left a happy legacy. Chris says, this was a little more bluegrass than country. I'll take your word on that. It's all the same to me. It's not awful, just another bluegrass song. If that's your genre, you'll probably like it, says Rick Costa. Tony D says, rural moneymaker lol hit. Don't know the difference either. I have no fucking clue. Chris says, maybe he's happy that he's dead. Rick Costa says, bluegrass is banjo-ish. Yeah.
Yes.
Is that the
my last band?
primary
I just
qualifier? That makes sense. It will have a
Well,
My last-
we have folk music in
right.
Scotland and Ireland, we wouldn't call it bluegrass, and it's
No,
folky.
no, no.
With
No, but
Bluegrass is
bluegrass
different.
is unique to America,
mm-hmm,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
mm-hmm. I would call that country.
Like we don't have
See, my last band used to play
Celtic
all country stuff and
dancers,
everything.
which is unique to like right. So, but yeah, it makes sense that what is the marker? I think the marker of wow. Now you okay? No, sorry. I'm
The
sorry.
marker of how you distinguish if something is country music is, are the lyrics depressing, and do you feel like you want to go slit your wrists afterwards? And if that's the case, then it's country.
Yeah, it's all twangy. Is what I always thought it was.
Tweedly-dee-doo-doo-dlee.
Soul music was all
It's like
beats,
it's like who died,
rhythmic.
who broke up, and who had their
She
Who
left
cows
me.
in
who
the
stole,
farm.
who
She
stole
took my
somebody else's
truck.
man?
She took my dog.
She took
She
my
took my
man.
She kicked my
guitar.
dog.
All right, that's country
Yeah.
music.
It was funny. I was actually on a tour in 2018, and when I was on tour, one of the show, the artist actually was like, "Oh, you guys want to hear country? We're not gonna play no country here because country is always about like breakups and who died, who did this, who did that, and all that crap. So we're not doing that." And I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm in the back of the booth. I'm like cracking up laughing while you saying that. So
Joey.
The thing is, although I hate country music, I can totally appreciate Dolly Parton as a songwriter. And one of the
yeah,
things that really pisses me off is every single time Dolly gets mentioned, the first thing that gets mentioned about her is the size of her tits. Nobody acknowledges it. Honestly, you can have a conversation with anybody on the internet. The first thing they'll mention, or it'll have to come up. They can't just acknowledge that she's a good singer-songwriter,
no. When
right?
you say Dolly Parton, the
That
first
has
thing
to
that
come up.
comes to my head is Jolene. Jolene. That's all I remember. I don't remember any of. Nah, I would not say anything about her titties. I like her songs.
Maybe he's happy, but
I'm
he's
sorry.
dead.
I didn't say
I'm
you
sorry.
specifically. I didn't say either of you specifically. What I'm saying is,
That's why I
it's
said
guaranteed.
Jolene.
I would be willing. I could put £100 on the table, and I would say, go
I
onto the
agree.
internet and have a conversation about Dolly Parton, and within the first 5
Okay.
minutes, someone will mention her tits.
Yeah, true that.
I'm
Okay.
willing
True.
to.
Here's
I'm
the thing
willing to
about the
wager.
internet. People say stuff on the internet that they would not say to you in
In person.
in person because you won't take it, your male friends won't take it, right? So you should just discount a lot of these guys. The people that you actually know and like will talk music with you, right?
Rick.
I think a lot of people are just leaning into the worst of society, and I think that's one of those things that people do. I
She's got
catch
great
myself
voice.
doing it about race. I catch a lot of people that I like doing it about women friends I like doing it about gender. I catch a couple of gay dudes I know doing it about gender as well. And so, the common sense people that you would like to sit and have a drink with at the barbecue ain't gonna mess with that, right? Would you disagree with that?
Pounds sterling, not pounds in weight, you dafty.
I know.
Wow.
The heck?
All right.
Bloody Americans, honestly.
Oh, that's true too. Different societal shifts. I mean, in different places are different, right? I don't know. I just think,
To me, because since
Yeah.
I'm a musician and I work in music and stuff, I see more of the music than I see the people. I find out about the people later on. I first listen to the music first and see what they are to me. And then I grasp the personality off of that music that they do. And then see who kind of person I'm like, oh, this person wrote this song? Oh, she's got pipes, or she got this, or whatever.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
everybody likes
That's the way
people's
I am.
history, don't they? Right?
I don't
People
see, I don't see
people
the
like
I don't see their physical appearance before I judge them or
right.
anything like that. I
You
listen to
by the
music
time
first.
you meet them, you've been all over their music and have an opinion
Yeah,
just from the audio of it.
exactly.
That's pretty awesome though.
Exactly.
That's
That's
pretty
highly
cool.
unusual.
Yeah, that is pretty
That's the
cool.
way I'm always am before I even see.
Like I've been
Like,
messing with this guy's album for like 6 months. Now I get to meet him today. Oh, he doesn't look like or right. He's tall, right? Yeah, that's
yeah,
that's pretty
So yeah,
pretty next level.
I'm being privileged to like meet some of these people through my industry. So
Right.
people I grew up listening to and never knew who they were or who wrote this song, or sometimes, and then you find out, and then you look them up and stuff. It's like, whoa, You know, these people wrote this stuff. Oh wow, you know, surprises me. So, and then I get to meet them in concerts and stuff like that. So, in real life, because I get to work with them. So,
So sorry to
very
cut you
privileged.
off, Jeeves, and I don't
Go
want to
ahead.
cut you off, but did we
No, I'm
decide
done.
whether that last song was a hit or a miss?
Oh yes, yes. Let's do it. Let's do it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Count of three.
1, 2, 3.
Ooh. Oh.
It was a miss for me because the lyrical content and the tone of the music did not marry. They did not match. And that was weird to me.
Right.
Yeah, I like the
Nothing to
music.
do.
That's why. I
The
said yes.
musicianship was fine. There was nothing wrong with the music. You know.
Yeah, I just thought singing about guitar picks and memories just took me right out of where we were going. Even as I acknowledge how great like the guitar playing was, I just could not get behind the
The
chorus.
subject. Mhm.
Just yeah. I mean, quite frankly, I totally missed that it was about somebody dying because I was just kind of like good memories again, and I just could not get beyond it.
I
It
was
totally took me
listening
out of the
to the
narrative of the
lyrics.
song.
And I was listening to the lyrics and I was listening to what was being said. And I'm like, and obviously, you know, she mentioned in the email she was, you know, grieving a friend or whatever. And I'm like, that doesn't
Yeah.
match up with the tweedly da dee dee yeehaw, you know,
I heard
vibe.
that. I heard that. Yeah.
Right. Right. So
Yeah.
miss.
I'm sorry, Caroline. There's nothing wrong with your song. It's just,
No.
you know, nothing
Yeah.
wrong
The
with the
lyrics.
musicianship of the song.
Rework the lyrics.
Yeah.
Right.
The banjo lick was really good. I
Or,
like
or
it.
slow it down a
Don't
lot.
use guitar pick. Change it to plectrum. It might help him. Might you know get past that. Maybe it's just the guitar pick that's the issue.
Oh no, when you play banjo, you use the other picks in your
Take it
fingers.
from a 240 beats a minute song to like a 90 beats a minute song.
Yeah, slow it down. Yeah.
You got a more dirgy.
It's like
That's
a funeral march
That's
where
the
people are
word
showing up
of
in
the day,
glitter.
people. Dirgy is the
Put some
word.
violin
of
into it, like a slow violin.
Exactly. Oh my goodness.
Violin and a cello or something.
Well, I think that's us done our 4 songs, peeps. I think unless there's anything else you particularly want to discuss, then we'll just go around and talk about yourselves for a minute and tell people what you do, and then wrap it up. Dirgy,
Totally.
Yeah.
Dirty.
The dirty South. Dirty, dirty.
What was it you were
I
talking about
see.
before? There was something you were talking about before, and I didn't mean to cut you off, Jeeves. I'm sorry if you were in the middle of talking about.
Oh no, I'm done. I was just saying that I listened to a lot of these musics, you know, growing up and didn't know who they were and stuff, and didn't like know the music and stuff. And now that I've grown up in the music industry, I get to meet them in person and stuff, or find out who they are and stuff. And it's like, whoa, these guys wrote it and stuff. For me, because we are talking about Dolly Parton, saying that, oh, people say about her titties. Me personally, for me, I don't do that. I listen to music before I see who it is.
No, I
That's how-
don't either because I can
You know,
appreciate her talent as a singer-songwriter. It blows
because
my
I'm a musician
mind.
myself. I know how it is
But
in
it's
the
not.
industry.
It's not even. It's the issue is that we are so hyper focused on
Appearance.
appearance.
Yeah, I get it 100%.
You know, and it bothers me. It bothers me
Yeah.
that you know she can have achieved all the things that she's achieved, and you know done all the charity stuff that she's done, and
Yeah.
you know accomplished all the things she's accomplished throughout her life,
Yeah.
and she's still reduced to a comedy-sized pair of breasts. And you
Yeah.
know when she's under discussion, it bothers me.
Yeah, I get it 100%. So
But here's the thing. I'm devil advocate.
go ahead.
And I would like to thank everybody since this would like to be my last time on the show. No, but devil's advocate. You said something about being hyper focused on appearance.
As a
That's
society, yes.
that's not so much the men as the women are hyper focused on the appearance. And Dolly Parton
Oh,
has
I
made a
did. Hang on.
career.
Wait a minute.
No, I don't
I
think
did.
men
No,
are
no.
hyper
Hang
focused.
on. I
Just
didn't say.
dirty t-shirts.
No,
And
wait a minute. True. Let's just be clear for a second. I didn't say that men always mention the size of her tits. I said that people mention the size of her
but
tits.
doesn't that
That
I was
should be
not
general.
specific. It can be women too. What I'm saying is, in the context of a conversation about Dolly Parton, I can
Right.
wager money that if she's under discussion within the first 5 minutes of that discussion, her breasts will be mentioned.
Yeah,
And
I
I didn't
think
say
that's
anything
I
about
think that's
gender.
money that you're gonna win because, like I said, there are people on the internet who'll say anything from their tiny little safe cubbyhole, and they don't have any, they wouldn't, but
But please don't
they're
make it a gender issue because I
they
never
wouldn't be
mentioned men
allowed
or
in
women.
quote unquote polite society, right? If we were having this conversation at around a table at a restaurant with drinks and eating, right, the same energy would apply versus, good Lord, what's going on outside my window versus, some random person sitting down with us that the restaurant goes, he needs a place to sit, then sits down with us and starts talking wildness, right? It's different. And I think people can't help but to focus on like the negative, right? But I think in this, I'm always going on about it on my show because I think there's this gender war, and a lot of people are happy to side about the women are. That's not all women. I've got sisters, and my mom is like, right. So what are you focusing on? And women do like with the guys, but I think if you get around people that that's not the case. I think, and it's the entertainment industry as well because she linked into it in her young woman days, right? She's on Cara Burnett doing bits about like how buxom she is. She just did a show New Year's Eve with her niece Molly Cyrus, where
Yeah.
there's a boob sketch in it, right? So this isn't people putting anything on people. I just think,
Yeah, you've got to bear in mind in the 70s particularly, the
yeah,
music industry was and still is, a very male-dominated
dark.
Yeah,
industry.
it
And
is
all
totally.
of the record labels and the A&R men and the men that would be put in charge of marketing her, right,
Yeah.
as a brand, would do it through a sexist lens. So it's all very
Yeah.
well saying, "Oh, she bought into that." She didn't really have very much fucking choice in
Yeah,
the
no
matter
choice.
because that's how
Well,
she
no,
was
okay, but here's the thing
marketed.
about that. The way that I've worked in the film and television industry. The way this works is, oh, I'm nobody, put me on, and then you hit this arc where you are a star, and then you have all this power. You don't still do the thing like your friend. You think because you get better deals and everybody knows you, then you can pull your own weight and do this movie and turn down that movie. And she, like I said, she just did it New Year's Eve, right? I mean, so
Yeah, but
you know,
it's a very different world from the
Yeah.
70s to now,
okay, not,
right?
I don't. Okay,
Everybody's
I just think if the women are doing it,
every woman is
you can't blame them.
hypersexualized now because we've evolved to that fucking point where it's
Well,
like,
yeah.
No, the industry has changed so far now into the thing
But
they're actually
society has
letting.
changed so far
Yeah,
now.
so far,
society
yeah.
has changed and not for
In
the
general.
and
Yeah.
this probably isn't the right. We should probably do a separate broadcast for
Yeah,
this
this is a totally
rather
something.
than
Yeah, total
on this.
different debate. Yeah, totally. I get it. Because it is a
See,
because when I started in the industry, that's how it was, right? So
right.
So yeah.
So, shall we
alrighty.
go round and say our goodbyes? Jeeves, you go first. Tell everybody about yourself and where they can
Uh,
find you.
I'm Jeeves, aka DJ Mr. Twix. I'm a DJ, videographer, engineer, a drummer. I work in the music industry, tour with bands, and yeah, you can find me on Twitch, Mr. Twix, Mr. underscore Twix. And yeah, I stream 3 times a week, so you can find me on Twitch, doing my DJ set here. Thank you.
Oh, and I've just typed that wrong. Hang on, because I had my caps on because I'm an idiot.
What did you type?
I didn't have True's details up and ready.
Oh,
so
okay, gotcha.
take that. Hang on a minute
Yes.
while we. Too many things to juggle all at the same time. I want to take the caption back off again. There we go. And I want to bring you up. Okay. Tell us about where we can find you, True.
Hey, I can be found on YouTube at True S Armor. YouTube's / True S Armor. And I can be found on Twitch at True S Armor. So please come. I stream like 4 or 5 days a week. I talk politics for about an hour and a half a day, generally. We stream every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I take Monday and Tuesday off generally. sometimes Wednesday. But yeah, we're there a lot. Music, politics, social commentary, and that's what we do. Like and subscribe and come on down. Isn't that what the kids say? Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like
I
and
believe
subscribe.
that's what they say.
Yeah,
Yeah, like and subscribe. And
Like and
hit the thumb button if you like it.
yeah, exactly.
And
The notification bell, is that the other thing?
the notification. Oh God, how very technical.
And they hit the bells.
Bell. um,
Come
so
on, Rick.
if
Rick.
anybody catches the replay or didn't quite catch the whole thing and is just coming in, you can find all the info about everyone who's here and who has previously been a juror if you go to jukeboxjury.info. Past episodes will be on there as well. So basically, if you didn't catch what was said or you want to find someone, go on to jukeboxjury.info. I'll type it in the doodahs.
Yeah, I was just going to do that.
Jukeboxjury.info, and everybody's details are on there. Oh my goodness, Helen, why can you not type today?
Come on.
I think I must
This
need new
book-
batteries in this keyboard or something. I'm missing half the.
Just
Why is it not?
just favorite
weird.
us or bookmark it and you'll be good. Then you don't have to type it in.
Yeah, but it won't actually let me type it. That's so
No.
weird.
Not you.
There we go.
There it is.
Jukeboxjury.info. There we are, and all the details will be on there. Thank you all for tuning in and keeping us company. Did I miss any comments before we go? Retro Maker TV, that's Chris. That's one of our other jurors. Says he's out.
Are we turning Jesus a Doctor Who fan?
Oh,
Yeah.
Rick said, and we are slowly turning Jeeves into a doctor.
Thanks
Yes,
for
I am.
preempting the comments
I
I'm
am.
getting to. I haven't got to that comment yet, and you're jumping in and reading it out.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You paid a pest. Oh yes, we are. We're turning Jeeves into a Doctor Who fan. I think that's it. The conversation is a conversation, a hit or a miss. I think it might be a miss, which is why we're wrapping it up. We don't want to try and be too controversial. It's meant to be Jukebox Jury. Thank you to everybody who has sent in music. It's easy to do that. You can send your submissions to radio@helenwallace.co.uk. Preferably something I can just play instantly without having to download anything. That would be awesome sauce. Right, that's it, folks. Say cheerio, bye, ta-ta, and we'll catch you next month. Bye.
Peace.